Mary Meet, Annie here. This question came from a viewer, and I consider it to be a tag video for any of you who are interested in this discussion. Actually, I consider all my videos to be tag videos, come to think of them. I never call them that though, do I? But consider for this and any video I do that you're tagged. I'd love to have your thoughts on any subject that I share. And they said, I'm interested to know how you and others, they were tagging you, suspect your life would have differed if you hadn't found the pagan pathway in your earlier years. Probably referring to the fact that they knew me well. That had been 45 years or so. Do you suspect you would have made different major life decisions? Do you think your personality would have developed in a markedly different way? It'd be fascinating to hear your speculations. At first, I had a hard time approaching this viewer's questions. I was going down the road of what might have been if I hadn't involved myself in a deep exploration of faith and living that brought me to explorations of pagan spirituality and then Wicca specifically. So I was having problems at first because I was thinking about the perspective of what would have been different, and I don't go there comfortably. I'm somebody who just has never been a what-ifer kind of person. I am aware of the points in my life that my path has kind of changed or really changed, but I never have given any thought to the where it would have gone otherwise. But when I rephrased my thinking on this question, thought of my perspective now, a 61-year-old, looking back on well over 40 years now since I met my first goddess circle and explored what spirituality and the gods and my place in the universe might mean in that new way to me at the time, the viewer referred to as my earlier years. If I look at this question, what along this length to now can I attribute to my practices and my spirituality and the community I am part of? I can see it consistently and constantly all along the way. I was trying to find like a theme of how to make this not be some long video that was a list of here's all the decisions I made that were influenced by my spirituality. Here's all the life choices, the way my life went, that are all related to that. And in the consideration of that, and I journaled on a lot of things, I personally could identify as moments that either my faith, my practices, sometimes the practices carry you in moments when you're a little disconnected from your faith and need to come back in relationship to your gods, and my community got me through something that I know brought me to this next place that I ended up in life, that were part of my evolution. So my answer to this ended up being that the entire length of my life, if we consider I started exploring paganism 18, 19, met my first true group when I was 19. Group of practitioners, that is, not just reading about it or exploring many different religions, because I wasn't looking for Wicca, I didn't know it existed. I was looking for a new way to relate to God. If we take it from that point to now, all these years, here is my singular answer to how my pagan pathway, which this viewer referred to it, has influenced me the most greatly, because it has influenced me every moment, every hour, every year, every decade that has gone by. It has been what it brought to me in the sense of momentum, an understanding of the cycling of the day and the seasons and the years and the universe and our uniqueness within that and our ability to co-create with creation, the constant movement and the change that our life is when we open it up to that expanse of living. I don't know if I would have come to that another route, another way. That's those branches off that I've never really considered. The person I became because of the path I found myself on was one who has a spirituality based on the cycles of life. Now, sometimes when I was stuck in a cycle of life, it may have been my gods that pulled me forward. It may have been my coven mates. It may have been my mentors, my community, my wider community. Sometimes it was me. I was able to be at a place to take charge and move myself forward. When I think of all the things in my life that were impacted by my path, the specific path that I can identify I went into when I was 19, 20 years old, its focus on life as an act of co-creation has created who I am. When you overlay my relationship to the God and the Goddess as unconditional love, not that. It hasn't sometimes been tough love. It has been consistent and unconditional. I can't say where I would have gone at any point in my life if not for that, but I can say that those two things, the reality of my gods and my guides in my life, and my feeling of life as a forward-moving thing, me as a child of time, not just a child of the gods, have been the two things that have impacted every decision that I've made along the way. I'm not saying that meant that the decisions I made along the way were always right. That very evolution of me through time brought me to some sense, sometimes, looking back, hey, yeah, I could have done a little bit better there. But not in the sense of what if, but what did I learn from that? So wow, I probably can't answer specifically how my life would have been different, how I might have made life decisions differently, how I would have developed in a markedly different way without the influence of, as this viewer referred to it, my pagan pathway. I can say that when I look back on the length of my life, part of this willingness to be in motion is realizing I came from someplace. I can look back and know how powerfully it has impacted me, and I can say without a doubt I wouldn't be who I was without it, without what it is continually becoming for me. Might you consider for yourself commenting or sharing with the video response, being tagged, as a reminder how you suspect your life would have been different if you hadn't found the path you are currently on. Would you have made major life decisions differently? And do you think your personality might have developed differently? And for me, I realized when I reflect on this, it wasn't about thinking about the specifics of a path with a name. It was thinking about the path of my life at this point, at the end of it, at the moment, and looking back on how I got here and what influenced me the most along the way. That was a way, in a sense, for me to redefine the path from there to here. It also left me, in my journaling, pondering and looking forward to that momentum that goes past here and out there. And what am I becoming? What are your thoughts on this? Any comments? Or consider yourself tagged to do a video response. I know that the person who asked me the question would love to see video responses, so if you make a video response, let me know so I can make sure to link it in here for anybody who finds my video. Either way, we are each blessedly right now in the place we are meant to be. It's probably not the place we are meant to stay in. Our life is moving on to that next stage, even as I end this video. I wish you all mirth and reverence. Mary Part.